evening. It's just after 5 o'clock. I'm Dana Foster. It's Friday, September 17th. It's currently 12 degrees in Cache Creek. Tonight there is a heavy rainfall warning tonight for Fraser Canyon, including Linton. There is a strong frontal system that will bring heavy rain to the southern Fraser Canyon tonight. The rain will begun early this morning and will intensify later on this evening. The system is forecast to move through until early Saturday morning. Residents can expect heavy rain tonight in Yale, Hell's Gate, Boston, and Linton area. The warning is calling for rainfall for up to 50 millimeters of rain, and Linton will see 30 to 40 millimeters of rain. And then we will take a look later on into our weather report to give you that full report about what's going on in just a bit. Now, Election Day is September 20th, so you can vote from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the following locations. In Clinton, you can go to Memorial Hall at 306 Labourne Avenue. In Cache Creek, it's at the Community Hall at 1270 Stage Road. And in Ashcroft, you can go to the Community Hall at 409 Bancroft Street. And then in Spence's Bridge, that's going to be at Clemens Hall on Highway 8. Now, what you need to bring with you is your voter information card, along with anything that makes your voting process easier. So you'll need to have proof of your photo ID. And then Elections Canada will not ask for proof of vaccination, but you do need to still wear a mask. Electors are required by the province to wear a mask. So there you go. That is the information I have for you. You also might want to bring your own pen or pencil to mark down your ballot, and there will only be single-use pencils available. If you'd like more information on how and where to go vote, you can go to the Elections Canada website at www.elections.ca. So now let's take a look at our weather for tonight. Weather and traffic is brought to you by Andre's Tire World in Kamloops. For the best service at the best price and the largest selection in town, go to Andre's Tire World, located at 341 Victoria Street. Going into weather, so Linton tonight, that rainfall is 10 to 20 millimeters expected over southern sections. You're going to see wind gusting up to 50 kilometers per hour, and then you'll see a low of 11. And yes, that weather watch warning is still in effect. For tonight in Ashcroft, there is periods and Cache Creek, periods of rain, ending near midnight, then cloudy with a 40% chance of showers, a 5 to millimeter rainfall. You're going to see wind gusting up to 50 kilometers, and then that temperature is going to be near 14. In Lillooet tonight, there is a rain ending near midnight, then cloudy at 10 to 15 millimeter rainfall, a low of 10. Over in Clinton, or actually, did we say we missed Lillooet. Yeah, there we go. Tonight, rainfall ending near midnight, then cloudy, 10 to 15 millimeter rainfall with a low of 11. And then in Clinton, there'll be periods of rain near midnight, then cloudy, a 5 to 10 millimeter rainfall. And then that temperature is going to be sticking around at 9. Let's take a look into your roads. On Highway 1, there is a travel advisory in effect between Junction 12, that's Linton, to Spence's Bridge. That road is closed. There is heavy rain in the forecast, and that's going to be closed through until Saturday morning. Starting Highway 1 will be closed at 4, and it will be due to the risk of sudden debris flows in fire areas. So motorists, if you're traveling tonight or tomorrow, you might want to find an alternate route. On Highway 5 in both directions, Road construction work between Hope and Merritt. You can expect delays. Multiple lane closures throughout the corridor is planned for construction. So just plan accordingly due to delays. Be sure you're slowing down and obeying signage and watching out for workers' safety. There is an RCMP speed enforcement throughout work zones. On Highway 5, wildlife advisory is in effect. And that is due to wildfire damage to wildlife fencing, increased risk of wildlife encounters on the road. So make sure that you are using caution. And then the Deadman Vedette Road is, there is a travel advisory in effect at 28 kilometers. That road is closed, and it's closed to danger of trees falling in active areas. For more information on your road conditions, you can go to www.drivebc.ca. And if you have something to report, just give us a call at our newsline at 236-597-NEWS. All right, so there you go. That is your road report brought to you by Andre's Tire World. We are going to take a listen to a new interview, an artist, a fellow, what would you call them? She's competing. She's a semifinalist as well. She's in the powwow pitch over in Ontario. We're going to speak with her tonight, so you can take a listen to that right now. We're now joined with April Mitchell-Boudreau. Thank you so much for joining us today. How's your day going?
Oh, my day is going great. It's sort of like cooking 8 things at once.
Awesome.
How's your day?
It's going good, and congratulations. You are a semi-finalist with the powwow pitch.
So honored, and congratulations right back at you. I am in some very fine company.
Thank you so much. So tell me a little bit about your business.
Well, so our business story is so interesting because I call myself an accidental entrepreneur. I was a professional designer, and when I was pregnant with our daughter, I was told by our midwives to put my feet up and do nothing. And at that time in history, we didn't have swipey phones or iPads. So I started playing with the beads and stones that I had been collecting but never taken the time to do anything with. And I started making things and giving them away, and people wanted to buy them. I'm like, what? Okay. So I make things and I go running back to the bead store and I'd pay retail. And, it just kind of unfolded in front of me. And right around that time, I read a really interesting book called Who Moved My Cheese? And I always recommend this to other entrepreneurs. And if you haven't read it, do yourself a favor and read it.
I will.
It's a tiny little book, and you'll be done it in, a couple of hours. And the cheese basically represents energy. So, for example, in my business, if all the cheese or all the energy was around earrings, you follow that. You follow the energy, because really we're in conversation with the people that want to buy our goods or services. Wow. And so that give and take began very early on. And then, it grew very slow. We grew it slowly because our kids were young. And when our youngest child was 8, that's when we started doing juried shows and traveling a bit and doing retail and wholesale. So that child just turned 21 this summer. Yeah.
So the name of your company, and correct me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, is it called Lofton?
So it's Lofton, and I always say a great way to remember the name. Actually, this came up in our lift circle. I think it was Vanessa who said, "Wear your Lofton often." So that's how you can remember it. And here's a really fun fact. Lofton stands for, they're all initials of nieces and nephews, and my sister's favorite grandchildren. So, which are all of them. So it's some big anti-energy here at Lofton.
I love that. I was wondering, I was like, where does that name come from? So that's great.
Yeah.
I love that. You talked about how you were gifting and giving your designs away. When did you know that it was time to go full time and become a full time entrepreneur?
It really just tiptoed in. I mean, we often called it our third child. It was our third baby. And, it's, you're not planning for college for them too much when they're little. You're just kind of hoping that they're going to like their nursery school or whatever it is that they're doing. So it was kind of like that. We really let it unfold organically. I kept noticing, what is the cheese? How is this going? And is this impacting my ability to be here for my kids? Because for me, I wanted to be a mom who could work from home. So I would say almost right out of the gate, I knew, but I wasn't committed until maybe our daughter Aiden was 3. And then I did my very first show. Oh my God.
Oh.
This Dreams of Christmas Past in Bolton, Ontario. And I was so nervous and scared and just felt so shy. And we had great success. I think I had something like $300 in sales, which to me, and I didn't know any of these people.
Yeah.
It's not like it was a family member saying, "Oh, let me buy your," I'm like, they're all strangers and they liked it.
Wow. As an Indigenous woman in business, what are some of the biggest challenges that you've faced within this industry?
Well, I mean, I like to say I'm Turtle Clan, and so I'm slow but steady, but I get there in the end, and I I also say, to other Indigenous women that we have a superpower because we understand barriers. We understand doors being closed in our face. So to me, I feel like I have a superpower that, come at me with your challenges because I'm going to eat it for breakfast. Like COVID happened and I'm like, okay, well, when we did our first big juried shows, you know what year it was? 2008.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
You remember what happened in 2008?
I do not.
Big financial markets melted down. So we had a rockin' spring show, and then after that, after October, it was tough, but we still grew, which is amazing. So I feel like there's no suffering here. I have a superpower, and that's how I see it.
What is the driving force behind your energy and everything that you do and create?
Well, I truly believe in the medicine of creativity. And that's just such an excellent question, Dana. Thank you. Because, when we're creative, it's medicine for us. And for me, it's been medicine on so many levels. And then I get to share that. Like, I get to share that with other people and light them up. And that is what keeps me going. I get texts and emails from women saying, "Oh my God, April, look what I put together. Look what I created."
Yeah.
And then I'm like, ding, ding, ding. That's the big payoff for me.
Aww.
Yeah.
Have you ever... Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Have you ever... I've heard a lot of entrepreneurs talk, and I've experienced this as well, the loneliness of entrepreneurialism. Do you feel it really exists, or have you gone through it? And if so, how have you overcome that process?
I absolutely have experienced that. That would be my challenge as an Indigenous woman. Working in a colonial construct that doesn't recognize collaboration the same way that Indigenous culture does. That has been very lonely for me. And discovering the Lift group was a revelation to me because these are my people.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to collaborate. We're going to share. I'm like, oh, where have you been all my life?
Yeah.
Because,
I agree. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That when I moved out here, I started meeting other Indigenous entrepreneurial women, and that's when I felt like that connection. Their stories were similar, their struggles were similar, and their triumphs were similar. So that I completely understand as well.
Yeah,
live circles.
that is lonely. That part was very lonely. And people didn't really understand why I wanted to share and collaborate and, oh, don't you feel competitive with other jewelry? And I'm like, no.
It's yours.
Yeah. We're all part of the same thing. Yeah. Like we can share and get better with that sharing. So yeah, it's been good to find my people and have that connection where it's like, oh my God, you're like me.
Yeah. What has been your biggest stroke of luck since the launch of your company? Do you need luck? Do you need talent? Or is it motivation to succeed?
Well, you know that old saying that luck is opportunity meeting hard work.
Nice.
And and I say this to my children all the time, like, do what you love because hopefully it's going to be a long life. And you want to be excited to go to work every day. And so, I love that I'm working for myself. And I would say my biggest stroke of luck, if you will, is my husband. My husband is an absolute gem and treasure and my partner in everything. And he was the one that was cheering me on. I was making things and he was like, oh, that's even better than the thing you made last week. And, he just kept encouraging me. And then I'd, go to the bead store and spend a lot of money, like $150 or whatever, a lot of money to us. And he never questioned or complained. He just supported, and he continues to do that to this day. And we run the business together. He is just, that's my stroke of luck.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. What about your biggest lesson in your entrepreneurial journey?
Man, you're so good. Oh. These are really excellent questions. Ask me one more time. Let me take that in.
Yeah. What is your biggest lesson that you've learned in your entrepreneurial journey?
Oh, there are so many.
Yeah.
But I would say, and this is something that I innately knew, and I think, again, that these are our people. This is how we are. But relationships are everything. And nurture and build those relationships in real time. I don't mean an Instagram relationship where you drop a heart in the comments. I mean, that's nice too. That's a different level.
Right.
But, I always say that to young entrepreneurs or people that are just starting out on their entrepreneurial journey that, it's got to happen naturally. You can't be pounding on a door. You can, just take the learnings that are being offered and build those relationships in real time, because there will be a harvest and something you can offer and bring value and share that.
Going back to the powwow pitch, how was the process with you pitching? Have you done a lot of business pitches in your career?
I have not. I have not. And I was very resistant to doing it. I feel shy, believe it or not. I feel shy about myself. I can talk about what I do in the sense that I want to help other people, but it's hard for me to say, like, hey, we were nominated for an Excellence in Manufacturing Award, and we were one of 3 finalists, and that kind of stuff. Like, other people, it just rolls off them. They're like, we did this and this.
this. Yeah, I think it's it must be like an Indigenous thing to be.
I don't know. But I really have a tough time with that. So I was in Powwow Pitch last year. I made it through to the semifinals. And I just noticed that my computer's unplugged. I did the second part, and I totally bombed it because I was nervous. My mentor was a banker. I just had one mentor last year.
Yeah.
And it was perfect for a bank meeting, what I said. It was great for a bank meeting, but it wasn't good for, again, back to that, hey, I do this and I'm that. And,
the game show host thing.
I know. But this year I knew. I was like, it's a show. Give the people what they want. So I did. So it was a good experience. And I guess the ones that we resist the most are the ones that have the most value really in them, because I just had to get over myself and do it.
Yeah.
How about you? How was that for you?
I am a over talker, and I talk really fast when I'm nervous. So I just was focused on the time. I think that's like my radio and TV route. So I was like, I'm going to say, this in 1 minute. So I went, blah, and I blurted and I talked way too fast. I think I just like drew a blank. That's all I remember is I talked really, really fast. I had my like, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I want. But other than that, I completely like blacked out. Yep. I don't know. I've done like CBC interviews as well, and I've done other interviews, and like after I'm like, I have no idea what I did or what I said or if it was good. But
I know.
Yeah.
I know that happened to me. That was the same thing. They asked a question and my brain just fell out of my head.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done business pitches before in these type of competitions. When I was starting earlier in my career, live streaming and social media wasn't like it wasn't really a thing quite yet. It was starting to become a thing, but it was really hard for me to translate like what I'm doing. It's like it was hard to explain it. So I think from when I had originally started my sort of live streaming broadcasting path to now, it felt a little bit more comfortable, but yeah. We'll see.
It's a lot of pressure. And last year we had 2 minutes. In the second one we had 2 minutes, but this year we only had 1 minute.
Yeah.
So and I'm like, how do you sum up a 20-year journey into 60 seconds?
Yeah. And that must be hard for judges too. Like, how do you judge that?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And but I felt good this time.
Yeah.
Like last time I was like, oh, damn, I bombed that. But this time I was like, okay.
Got it.
If I don't get through, it's only because of sheer volume. Because there are so many amazing businesses I want all of us to get through.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And we all will. I feel like, you know, if you're dedicated, you're an entrepreneur, this is what your path is. This is what you'll do. You know, it's a competition, but there's going to be more competitions. There's going to be more opportunities. Just like keep going.
Yeah. Well, and that's what you do. And you do the stuff that calls you. And Powwow Pitch made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
And is totally worth it. So, you know, I know so many of our fellow semifinalists, and I'm rooting for everybody.
Yeah. Now, when we talk about your business and people want to learn more about your jewelry line and maybe they're interested in purchasing, where can they go to view your products and take a look at everything that you're working on?
Well, please come and follow us on Instagram and or Facebook, but we're quite active on Instagram. And Lofton is spelled Lofttan. There are 2 T's, Trent and Tristan. Or you can go to lofton.com. And I'll just show you with a piece that I'm wearing here, because it is a show.
Yes. Let's get a little shopping channel stuff going on.
That's right, exactly. But now, now this is long.
Oh,
So
I
this,
love that. Oh,
and then
wow.
everything can be worn separately, Dana,
Oh,
right?
I love
So
it.
what I
Oh,
love about
too
this,
awesome.
yeah, because this is a sustainable design. This is
Yeah.
something that you can do so many things
Oh,
with. This is sustainably sourced ebony. I could add a pendant on there.
yeah.
So people get to make jewelry without the big mess that I have in my studio.
I love that. And for me too, I like being able to change up different outfits or being able to change
Yes.
up jewelry and have a whole new
Yes.
look
Yes.
and not have tons of jewelry here and there. I love it.
No, exactly. And you can, like, this is a combination that we have together already on the
Yeah.
site. This one's called Tira. This is
Beautiful.
named after Tira Fraser,
Oh, cool.
the Indigenous pilot who
Yeah.
we love and adore. And Tira comes with a big circle piece of hardware and also a pendant, an agate pendant.
Too
But
cool.
you don't have to buy a combo. You can always just buy like one texture at a time. Like you might want pearls one time, and next time you want
Yeah.
a chain. And all our chain opens. So you can wear it like a belt. You can style it a zillion ways, a choker, a wallet chain,
I
you
love
name it.
it.
And if you go on our Instagram, you'll see all kinds of little videos and things just showing you the magic, really. And the other
Yes.
thing that I want to say is that anybody that has trouble with clasps,
Mm-hmm.
these are fantastic. I'm where's the camera? I'm all
Yeah.
backwards. There we go. These, and
That's
all of our,
amazing.
right?
Oh, perfect for
And
people
all
with
our pendants.
arthritis.
Sorry?
Perfect for people with arthritis.
Yes, or
Yeah.
MS. We've
Oh,
had lots of clients say, "Oh my God, this is great! I
yeah.
can finally do up my own jewelry." And I was going to say too, like all our pendants come with a little clasp on them, so you can clip them on a zipper or on your own chain. So
Oh,
we're
that's
really
perfect.
like we're passionate about slow fashion and
Yeah.
sustainable design, and helping you access the creator that lives inside you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So great
Thank you,
chatting
Dana.
with you. I'm glad I got
Oh,
to see your I'm getting excited. I love talking about entrepreneurialism. I love talking with Indigenous women about entrepreneurialism, and I love jewelry. So a great, great conversation. And
we're
thank you so
winning.
much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I loved the questions that you asked. You're an excellent interviewer.
Oh, thank you so much. I look forward to watching you grow, and I definitely will be sharing the links to your jewelry line. Thanks so much for joining us here on Sun Valley News.
Thank you so much, Dana. Yawa.
All right, there you go. What a great interview. Thank you so much for watching. You've been watching Sun Valley News. I'm your host, Dana Foster. Now, if you have a news story, you can email me at info@sunvalleynews.ca. Do you love my beautiful new fall backdrop? Well, that's because it's brought to you by, yes, our friends at Bubbles Blossom Design. And you can go to their website at www.bubblesblossomdesign.com. And if you'd like to become a sponsor on our show or advertise, just email me at info@sunvalleynews.ca. There you go. Oh, there we go. All right, and just a recap on our weather from this evening. Yes, in Linton, there is still that rainfall warning in effect. You're going to see temperatures of a low of 11. Make sure that you're prepared for an emergency. You're driving safe. In fact, if you're driving towards Linton, I would just find a new path to go tonight, or just stay inside for Ashcroft and Ashcroft and Cache Creek. Weather for tonight, you're going to see a low of 14. We've got rain, 5 to 10 millimeter of rainfall. And then over in Lillooet, we've got more rain there, a 10 to 15 millimeter rainfall and a low of 11. And hey, Clinton, you are 9 with rain and 5 to 10, a low of 9. There you go. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. I know I will. All right. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye for now.